at George Morlan Plumbing and learning about garbage disposals. Nothing's worse than when they get stuck. Dave is here to tell us how you safely get it unstuck, which inevitably happens during a dinner party, Thanksgiving, Easter, sometime.
Exactly. And the number one reason that usually these will get clogged is people don't run enough water. They'll throw a few things down the drain, then they'll throw a few more things down, and they start packing it up in there, and then eventually they'll throw the switch and it'll jam.
The rule is don't put anything down there, don't even turn it on unless the water is running.
Turn the water on first, run some water down, then start feeding it in. And these are, most disposers, what they call continuous feed, meaning this is running all the time. So you just drop it in and let it do its work.
As long as the water's on.
And you can usually tell by the sound too when it's completely cleared. It has a different sound, you know, when it's just spinning and there's nothing in its way. So do that, and that will avoid 99% of the jams.
Okay, but sometimes.
And the 1% when you get them, exactly. Safety first, number one, because there are sharp objects in here, and that's what grinds things up. The grinding ring, which is on the outside of the disposer, which is what actually spins. The little objects you see in the middle, those are called the impellers, and those really throw the food and the things against the sidewall, which is what spins and grinds things up and then flushes it down the drain. So when things get stuck, usually it gets jammed between that sidewall and that impeller.
And my first thing that I want to do is just stick my hand in there.
Nah, not a good idea. Not a good idea. If you're going to venture down in there, particularly with a hand, shut off the power, not just at the wall, the little switch, or at the sink top. Make sure you go back to the circuit breaker, shut off the power to the disposer, and make sure it's off before you ever, absolutely, before you ever try to put a hand down in there. And in many cases, you could feel around in there and find, yes, you can find if it's a chicken bone or something that got caught in there, yes, you could clear it that way. A safer way to do it, though, too, is to take a broom handle or the handle from your trusty plunger, and you can actually go down in and feel around with this. In a lot of cases, you can loosen up whatever's in there, turn the water on again, start it. Now, if you turn on the switch and you hear it hum, it's hum, and yet nothing's moving, most likely it's jammed inside the chamber.
It's not just something stuck on top.
Well, no, it could be stuck inside, that's what I'm saying, in the chamber itself. And so you can usually work that out.
Okay.
If you turn on the switch and you hear nothing, in most cases what's happened is that you've tripped the reset button, because these have a circuit breaker protection so that you don't overload the motor. And what you'll have to do then is open up the doors under the sink and reach underneath the bottom, and you'll usually see a little red button, and that is the reset button. So again, you have power off on the wall at this point. Push your reset button. That usually trips the circuit breaker inside of the disposer. Then you can go up and turn the water on again, turn on the disposer, and in most cases, that's the problem. That will solve the problem.
That's easy. Push a button.
That's very easy. Push a button. Now, while we were underneath there too, again, if you have that jam in there, on some models of disposers, particularly Incinerator is the main brand, you will find a little hole at the bottom. What that hole is you can put an Allen wrench in here and actually turn it, and instead of using that broom handle from above, you can turn it from below. And that will allow you to turn this. You can hear it turning back and forth.
Now that I did not know.
Yeah, and that's really safer than using the broom handle, because again, from under the sink you can move this and everything will move around. So again, something to keep in mind. And that's
so 3 different ways that you can clear a clog.
Exactly, exactly.
And then what?
If all else fails, call a plumber.
Call a plumber. All right. Those are really good advice. Thanks so much. And we'll put them into use the next dinner party I have, I'm sure.
You got it.
All right.